So I'm going to need somebody who is not very technical and like just starting cybersecurity to be the CISO, so it's realistic. What's that? I meant it to be that way so everybody sits up front. That's okay. I'll be reading everything. And well, I will tell you, this entire presentation is going to be unintelligible. So, yep. This is really all we have. Okay, that's fine. All right. So yeah, if okay, so who's management and leadership in here? Okay. Who wants to be my CISO? Eeny, meeny, miny. You're my CISO. Okay. We'll show you in just a minute. All right, who's my CEO? That's the easy part. You don't have to do anything. CEO? Okay, you're a CEO. Come sit up here. Okay. Where's my sock? No socks. Huh? Okay. All right, you're sock leader. Okay, you'll be the sock leader. I guess you're the only sock. Okay. Well, IT team over here. IT team. Okay. Are you IT or cyber? What? Okay, you're right in the middle. All right. All right. You're like a firewall. Okay. All right. Your data analytics, right? Okay. Any legal? No legal? Good. Cuckoo. Okay. Any PR? All right. Sir, are you way in the back? You're legal, all right? So you get to sit there and just challenge everything everybody does, okay? All right. Okay. And I'm going to make, you and the PGA Tour jacket over there. It's you're a little more orange, I guess. But all right, so you're PR. You'll be PR, right? Okay. All right, so everybody knows the rules. So all right, okay. Now, what's our facility organization? So we can do anything from realistic to critical infrastructure, or we can do star. We can defend the Death Star. We can defend the Enterprise, USS Enterprise. What? All right. So let's see. Who votes for realistic? No. Okay. Who votes for still realistic but set in a famous sci-fi universe? Okay, that's what we're gonna do. Okay, let's talk. Okay, what sci-fi what do you want to do? Star Wars, Stargate, or Star Trek?
Star Wars. I say we sell the Spice Melange.
So, do not do that. Okay. All right. So here's a Dune joke for who's a Dune fan. Okay. All right. Here's a Dune joke. What do you call a Dune convention? More dweebs. All right. You got to know Dune to get that joke. All right. So, y'all want to do Star Wars? Okay. Are we the Death Star or are we the Rebel Alliance? Yeah. Okay. You know what? Okay. So let's defend the Death Star against the Rebel Alliance. Okay. All right. So we're going to go. Let me just put this in here. Now, warning: this may be unintelligible. All right. So let's say, you know what? I think I already have. All right, we'll just do it this way. I'm just going to configure this right up front. We're going to say, this exercise is set in the Star Wars universe. We are the Death Star Cyber Team, IT Team. What else do we have here? Data Analytics. What else do we have? CISO, worthless legal, and Imperial PR. All right. All right. So that should set that up. We'll do here. We'll say the Death Star. Okay. All right. And I'll just say that the. Okay. Come on. The incident. We'll say it's the threat is a Rebel Alliance cyber attack. All right. do that. And for IT, we'll just say whatever's appropriate. Cyber, we'll just leave it there. So we don't need to have injects. We don't have any of this good stuff. That should be good to go. I'm going to do my best. I don't have a sound going on here. Let's, all right, let's save this. And I'm going to have it narrate this because as I either predicted or manipulated you all into believing that it was random, I have General Tarkin as our voice narrator. So again, I'm going to say it again, the CISO roundtable, the CISOs are the ones that need to be in here. But so we have IT and tech over there. We have management and leadership sitting there. We already have our CISO. We have our CEO right somewhere. CEO. We have our SOC leader. We have, again, legal outside. We have you're the only legal. You're pretending to be legal. You are PR and the rest of your employees. All right. Let's get this. Let's see if we can get this now. Go, gadget, Wi-Fi. Okay, it'll take a little bit just to take all those massive details and settings and configure it. Let's see. All right, we're gonna go Death Star Cyber Attack. No caps lock. All right. I wonder how fast. Okay, there we go. All right, so we're good. All right, so I'm probably not going to have it read the entire thing every time because there's latency with the voice generation, but I want you to hear General Tarkin speak. All right, so anyway, so we have, all right, so let's give it a chance to, maybe it will come out here and talk. All right. That's a lot. I'll let it say its intro. Come on, can you talk? No, I won't. All right, so this is a completely AI generated
introduction.
Oh, can you hear that?
Welcome to today's incident response tabletop
Can y'all hear that?
exercise. I am your facilitator, dedicated to guiding your team through an unfolding scenario within the vast and perilous expanse of the Star Wars universe. Today, you represent the specialized cyber team stationed on the Death Star, encompassing roles from IT and cybersecurity to data analytics, with the oversight of your CISO, guidance from legal, and the support of Imperial PR. This exercise will challenge your decision-making, teamwork, and incident response skills against a fictional threat. Remember, the goal is to work collaboratively, think critically, and navigate the challenges presented as effectively as possible. Questions and requests for advice are welcome at any time. May the Force be with you as you embark on this journey. Setting the stage. Your environment is the Death Star, the Galactic Empire's formidable space station armed with a planet-destroying super laser. The IT infrastructure is vast, supporting essential operations from navigation to weapon systems, all running on a mix of standard and highly specialized software, complying with the unique demands of the Empire's military and administrative needs. Your cybersecurity team is elite, handpicked by the Empire for their skills and loyalty, equipped with the most advanced cyber defense technologies available. The IT staff oversees the maintenance and smooth operation of all computing systems on board, from battle station control units to everyday communication devices, ensuring that everything performs at peak efficiency. The cybersecurity team, on the other hand, is constantly monitoring for threats and vulnerabilities, defending the Death Star against all forms of cyber espionage and attacks. The scenario unfolds within this complex environment where the lines between technology and power blur, and where the stakes are as high as the Empire's dominion over the galaxy. Scenario. The incident begins when several critical systems within the Death Star report irregularities. Navigation systems are displaying inaccurate data, causing minor disruptions in maneuvering the station. Communications are intermittently losing encryption, raising concerns over the security of transmitted information. Meanwhile, an unnerving pattern of unexplained data exfiltration is detected by the cybersecurity team, hinting at a breach of unknown dimensions and intentions. Initial analysis suggests these issues are not the result of system malfunctions or routine maintenance issues. The pattern and nature of the disruptions point towards a coordinated cyber attack. The first sign of trouble came from the IT department, reporting a series of unauthorized access alerts on a handful of systems related to the Death Star's operational schematics. Simultaneously, the cybersecurity team observes unusual network traffic patterns suggesting potential lateral movement within the network. The exercise begins here, with the team alerted to these initial signs of potential cyber hostility. Your mission is to identify, classify, investigate, and respond to these incidents, implementing the full spectrum of incident response phases.
Oh, well, that's it. It just cut off. Okay. So I'm probably not going to have it read every single time because I kind of have to do something here. So I'm going to turn the voice off. But I just thought it'd be cool to have General Tarkin introduce this entire thing. Okay. So first thing is the SOC and the IT team, cyber team. Normally, we would open up our incident response plan and say, okay, so what do we do? So we're just going to wing it like most companies do anyway. So you have the first response. You are the only ones that see this right now. Management has not been alerted. What do you do? Okay, alert management and lateral staff. Okay, we're going to document what is being affected. Okay. I'm going to tell you right now, this is creepy with like Casey's picture right there sitting there staring at me going, that's bugging me. All right. What else? Okay, so do you want to, you're saying you want to isolate the potentially compromised systems? All right, so we're going to isolate potentially compromised systems. Look for traffic anomalies. I can't spell. Anomalies. There we go. All right. So look for traffic anomalies and outgoing suspicious traffic, right? Here. Wait, real quick. We want to alert management, which are we're closed. Which are humans present here in this exercise. Okay. Yeah, all right, let's notify PR. Okay. Should we notify Lord Vader? Yeah, okay. You know what? Wait a second. Yeah, you guys are going to be responsible for notifying Lord Vader. Yeah. All right, okay. Let's go with this for now. Okay. All right. So it's going to take all that. It's going to give us our results. So once we get to the next round, okay, so you guys have been notified of what's going on. Remember, you guys are like Death Star middle management, okay? You're below Tarkin. You're like the guy that gets choked out in the boardroom by Vader. Like, okay.
So we can't fire the laser?
I don't know, you can. You might be able to. We'll see. I mean, if you want to, you can. So this is completely open-ended. If management decides you just want to fire the super laser at a planet out of sheer spite, you can. I will allow it, okay? All right, so alert management and lateral staff. So the cyber team takes immediate action to alert both management, because it's kind of funny because there's two of you. So both management and lateral staff about the suspected cyber attack. Management, including the CISO and heads of IT and cybersecurity departments, are briefed on the preliminary findings. The lateral staff, including system admins, network engineers, cybersecurity analysts, are informed and put on high alert. So, okay, you're all on high alert. Okay. So this coordination ensures all responsible parties, blah, blah, we know that, okay. So documents, the team begins documenting affected systems and anomalies reported, navigation systems showing inaccurate data, compromised encryption and communication channels, etc. All the timestamps. You know what? Here, let's show me the applicable logs pertaining to the issues in log format. All right, while it's generating that, I'll continue to go through the rest. All right, so we're isolating. Team decides to isolate the systems, showing clear signs of unauthorized access and those exhibiting significant abnormalities, such as the navigation and communication systems. That's kind of concerning. This measure aims to contain the threat and prevent further spread. Okay, so we got that. So we're investigating the anomalies concurrent to isolation measures. The cybersecurity team begins a deep dive into network logs and traffic analysis to identify anomalies, suspicious activities, et cetera, et cetera. Hold on, we'll look at that in a minute. And notification of PR. The Imperial PR department is alerted to the potential cyber incident to prepare for any external communications that might be necessary. Given the significance of the Death Star to the Empire's strategic assets, managing public perception and, we should say, misinformation control is critical. The PR team starts by drafting preliminary statements that could be used if the incident becomes public, et cetera, et cetera. All right, we have 2 injects. Inject 1, by the way, I didn't do this, it's dynamic, so I have no clue what's going to happen either. Unusual encryption failure notification. As the team progresses with their investigation, they receive an automated alert from the encryption monitoring systems indicating a systematic failure in the encryption protocols of several more communication channels, suggesting a potential spreading or escalation of the attack. And then inject number 2, infiltration of data intensifies. Network monitoring tools flag and increase in outgoing traffic patterns consistent with data exfiltration. It seems the attackers have managed to escalate their access, possibly indicating that the attack is more sophisticated than initially estimated, because you guys assumed it wasn't sophisticated, right? Yeah, okay. The nature of the data being exfiltrated remains unknown, raising concerns about what information the attackers are targeting. The team now needs to address these immediate challenges while continuing their efforts to understand the full scope of the cyber attack and mitigate its impacts. Okay, so we have some log entries here. So we have the navigation system alerts. So it looks like we have navigation system integrity check failures, star map ver 2.3, whatever that is. We have inaccurate data, deviation from expected coordinates of 0.03%, automatic correction failed. So the automatic navigation system correction has failed. So manual intervention is required. So how about some of you back there can be our Death Star engineers, right? Kind of like, what would the equivalent of Geordi? I'm not a Trekkie or a Star Trekkie or whatever you call those things. So, yeah, chief engineer. Somebody on the Death Star is the chief engineer. Somebody, you be that. Okay. So, because we're going to need manual intervention now. So, we also have some communication encryption alerts. So, we have integrity verification. We have public key mismatch detected. There's a lot of stuff going on here. Unauthorized access alerts. So, in the operational, looks like the operational schematics database has what's been detected as unauthorized access, multiple failed login attempts. And then down here in outgoing traffic anomaly, we have unusual volume of outgoing traffic detected and destination IP redacted, right? Because it's safe. So, all right. So management's been alerted, IT and the cyber people. So you know now what you've got escalations going on. You got other things. So you think about that. Let's talk to management. So, what do you want to do? Okay, CEO wants charts and graphs. Okay. Regarding what was lost, how long until recovery, if this affects blowing up Alderon. Is that how you spell it? Okay. Anything else? Okay. And here we go. And if Lord Vader will choke him out. Okay. Okay. But CISO.
I don't even cut off the communication array. Shut it down.
Okay. CISO wants to shut down the communications array. Okay. Can I make a suggestion? Like, 'cause I don't know what's going to happen here, but I have been through Star Wars scenarios this thing has done before. What's your primary defense in the Death Star? So sorry, I just gave it away. But the super laser, right? That destroys planets. But to defend against your bombers and all that, that's your turbo lasers, right? So I would suggest making sure your turbo lasers are still online, because this maybe could be, this could be preceding a rebel attack. Okay, so we'll say, what is the status of the turbo lasers and the sharks? Okay.
Lock down the super lasers. They can't have
Okay. Okay, so we're going to lock down and isolate the, what's it called? It's called a super laser? What's it called? How about the big laser thing that kills planets? Okay, we'll go there for now, and then I'll come back. We're going to do this first, and I'm going to come back. You guys think about what you're going to do. You talk amongst yourselves. This is, in a tabletop exercise, your teams are supposed to collaborate, come up with decisions, and then make the wrong one. Yeah, I think that's probably a good idea. We'll keep that in mind. What team are you working with? Okay, so you're going above and beyond here. So, all right. So responding to the CEO's and CISO's requests and concerns, the cybersecurity team compiles the necessary data and visualizations to accurately convey the situation's gravity, no pun intended, and the steps taken to address it. CEO's requests for charts and graphs. Data loss visualization. So a pie chart illustrating the types of data exfiltrated includes operational schematics, navigational data, and communications. This visualization helps in understanding the potential strategic intelligence lost to the attackers. So I hope you're happy. So recovery timeline estimations, a Gantt chart depicting the estimated time to recover for each compromised system, navigation, communication, and the main planetary destruction laser. I guess that's what it's called. Okay. The timeline includes phases such as system isolation, forensics analysis, eradication of threats, system restoration, and testing. Impact on primary mission operations, a flow chart or decision tree assessing the impact on the mission to Alderaan, detailing contingency plans, alternative strategies for maintaining mission timelines and potential risks. The chart will also include an assessment of Lord Vader's potential reaction and strategies to mitigate any dissatisfaction from Imperial High Command. So, but this is reality, folks. This is reality. This is what the CEO wants. It's not supposed to be efficient, all right? So CISO's request for directives, communications array shutdown decision. The CISO's directive to shut down the communications array is under consideration. A risk-benefit analysis chart is being prepared, weighing the security benefits against the potential operational impact, especially regarding coordination for the operation against Alderaan. How many of you work in ICS or OT? Oh, one of you. So that's actually pretty realistic. We got to talk to the plant manager, and then we're going to hold off on doing anything until we actually have a maintenance window, which is valid because it's a safety concern. In this case, it's Alderaan's safety. All right. Status of the turbo lasers. Current status reports and system diagnostics indicate that the turbo lasers are unaffected by the cyber incident. System health dashboard shows all turbo laser units are operational with no signs of tampering or unauthorized access. Isolation of the main planetary destruction laser, or the super laser, I guess that's what it's called. All right. An immediate action plan is set to isolate and secure the main super laser. Operational controls are being segregated from the compromised network with a dedicated team overseeing blah, blah, blah. Okay, a safety protocol flowchart outlines the isolation process, control transfer protocols, and emergency operational shutdown procedures if necessary. So this is pretty realistic. The CEO had a directive to make sure that I have all this information up ahead of time and all the charts and graphs and the pretty pictures. And now every single request that we make now has to have charts and graphs and Gantt charts and all this other stuff. So the CEO has imposed, your will on this. And so, yeah, you're going to pay for that. All right. So the cybersecurity team initiates the isolation on the communications array. Enhanced monitoring restrictions are applied to the turbo laser. So we got that going. The team communicates the high importance. All right. So back to the technical team. So you Now I have this escalation going on. What do you want to do now? So, now that you have the escalation of data exfiltration, looks like we have more lateral movement. Why would you want to do that? We don't change passwords. So, all right, no, I mean, we can't. So do we need to change credentials on the compromised systems? Okay. Change credentials, compromised systems. Okay. Concerned employees, suggestions for, you want to be helpful annoyances? We got to make this realistic. Okay, how about this? You guys, the staff, just start complaining about stuff, okay? Just start complaining, okay? Oh, you want to see that? Okay. Check for clean backups. That's a good one, right? Yeah, well, so, yeah. Been touched and modified. So we can say, because we know that the operational, what was it, the ones that got? Yeah, operational schematics. So basically, any others than the operational schematics. I'm going to tell you right now. So it kind of makes you wonder, is this what happened in the first Star Wars? So if you've seen Rogue One, who saw Rogue One, right? Right. So is this kind of what happened? Did they hack into the systems to get the operational schematics? And so it's like an alternate universe. Instead of what's his name, like designing it, giving the information to the rebels and the weakness, they're hacking in to find that weakness. I think that's what they're doing. Operational schematics. I think they're looking for that weakness, right? Yeah. But see here, they're doing it through cyber means instead of sending that poor girl to her death. It's much. Look for the Death Star's web server. Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, we'll send this for now and see what it tells us. But I mean, if the Death Star has a PR team, then you have to have a website, right? Yeah. So I wonder. So then, if instead of a cloud, do they call it a nebula? Huh? I don't know. A galaxy. Yeah. All right. Let's see what it gives us. Do we still have internet access? Casey's broken phone. I don't hear our staff complaining. General employees complain. All right. Who's a stormtrooper here? Anybody a stormtrooper? No stormtroopers? I can't make a short joke. All right. So, aren't you a little short to be a stormtrooper? All right. So, following the directive to bolster the security of compromised systems and address the underlying vulnerabilities exploited during the attack, your team initiates several key actions. Credential update, so for all systems identified as compromised or potentially compromised, including those blah, blah, blah. So we do the mandatory thing. We institute MFA or multi-factor authentication. Here's your PKI review. Given the encryption failures and public key mismatches reported, a thorough audit of the PKI environment is launched. This includes verifying the integrity, the CAs, checking all that. And so process has started. We don't have results yet. Backup integrity check. So understanding the critical role of backups. Obviously, we're going through and we're looking for the cleanliness of the backups. So that's underway. File integrity monitoring analysis. So, all right, here's our outcomes. So credential changes, so if we effectively lock out unauthorized users, with those credential changes, the PKI review highlights no additional compromises within the certificate or the CA certificate infrastructure, apart from identified mismatches suggested that the encryption issues were more likely due to a targeted system manipulation rather than a broad PKI breach. Okay, so you're safe there. Backup checks confirm the availability of clean backups, as far as we know, right, for key systems, indicating a path forward for data restoration where needed without reintroducing threat into the environment. File integrity reports reveal minor alterations to a few system configuration files unrelated to the operational schematics, indicating a potential scope of unauthorized changes wider than initially detected. However, these do not appear to involve other critical systems or data repositories at this time. All right, so you now have insights into the compromised assets scope, the integrity of PKI and backups, and additional affected areas. All right, so we have management, we have technical, no stormtroopers, no complaining staff. This is a well-oiled machine, this Death Star, right? Okay. Who operates the trash compactor? Would that be an ICS? Wouldn't it? Yeah, all right. Who operates the trash compactor? Who's the trash monster? Yeah. All right, so what are we doing about this situation of we got to figure out, we got to isolate, we have to figure out where this attack's coming from, what the initial threat vector is. We've cut some things off, but I don't think we probably haven't isolated the threat because they continue to spread. Yes, CEO. Shouldn't you be on break?
I like my neck. Since we're a military installation, I'm going to authorize.
You're the military installation.
What they call stormtroopers to check for physical access points across our infrastructure and look for rogue droids.
Okay. Storm trooper patrols to look for we'll say physical anomalies, right? Anomalies. I still can't spell anomalies. Right? Physical anomalies. Yeah. There we go. Unauthorized droids. The ones we are looking for. I cannot spell like a. Well, my kids spell better than me. All right. And any sign of insider or rebel intrusion. Okay. Okay, check physical and digital access. Specifically for anomalies. Yeah. And anomalistic behavior. Yeah. Is that animalistic? Is that anomalistic? Yeah. Well, there might be a Wookiee around, and so we can check for animalistic behavior. How about this? We also need to check for signs of a Wookiee. Yeah, like, is I spell Wookiee? Good enough. Like, hair. Okay. All right, let's go there. Okay, so, let's see what it says. So we did this before, and like we had stormtrooper patrols running all over the place, and at the end, I think they found like Skywalker or something. Okay. So here we go. Leveraging the CEO's authorization, your team coordinates with Imperial Security to deploy additional measures aimed at identifying and mitigating potential physical breaches. So we have stormtrooper patrols going out. Squads of stormtroopers are mobilized throughout the Death Star with a focus on sensitive areas such as data centers, communication hubs, and the main control room for the super laser. They're briefed to be on the lookout for unauthorized droids, evidence of sabotage, and any individuals not recognized by the station's personnel identification systems. So search for physical anomalies, equipped with sensor packs designed to detect electronic signals unaccounted for in the station's schematics. That's cool. Potentially indicating hidden devices or tampering systems. Wookiee detection efforts. Given the unique biological indicators of a Wookiee, such as distinctive hair and a notable size, Stormtrooper patrols are instructed to report any findings suggestive of a Wookiee presence, including visual confirmation, found hairs, or reports from station personnel of loud, unexplained roars. All right, so physical and digital access log review. So security teams initiate a comprehensive review of both physical access logs, entry and exit points, security area, blah, blah, blah. So doing all that stuff. Then we're doing anomaly and behavioral analysis of anomalies for anomalistic behavior. Advanced analytics are employed to sift through the vast amount of log data, focusing on identifying outliers, little G-well, all right, such as accessing during unusual hours, repeated, all that stuff. Okay, immediate outcomes. All right, so Stormtrooper patrols have enhanced the overall security posture, putting potential intruders on notice and increasing the psychological deterrence factor. Initial sweeps have not identified any unauthorized droids or explicit signs of Wookiee presence, but vigilance remains high and patrols continue. Review of access logs has uncovered several anomalies in both physical and digital access patterns, including unauthorized access attempts to sensitive areas during off hours. And does the Death Star have off hours? Okay. And unusual login attempts from non-standard locations within the Death Star. These instances are being cross-referenced with known personnel schedules and duties to identify potential suspects or compromised accounts. The investigation continues with a focus on all that stuff. Okay. What's that? Yeah. Okay. Are there any video surveillance records? Or damaged cameras? Everything's fine. How are you? That was on Indoor, right? No? Oh, that was in the Death Star. That was on the first one. That's right. Yeah. Okay. How many people, are there any people in here that just like, is there anybody here that has never seen Star Wars? Get out. Wow, but you still seem like you're enjoying it. So, okay, you're going to go watch Star Wars now, aren't you? All right. Maybe not now, but later. Yeah, okay. Oh, do we have a honey? You know what? How about we need to add, let's not assume. Do we have a honeypot? Okay. Okay. All right. If so, make it more accessible to any intruders. So, you want? Yeah. Let's check our proximity scanners for any. So for any approaching rebel ships or freighters, right? Yeah, freighters or scout ships with older codes. I feel sorry, for the couple of people who haven't seen Star Wars, you're not getting these jokes. So you have to go watch Star Wars to get these jokes that we're talking about. Okay, yeah. So, can we ask Lord Vader if he has detected any disturbance is, how do you spell disturbance? Disturb ants. Force. Okay. By the way, where is Lord? While this is very, very prudent for Death Star IR, make sure that we do keep the actual IR principles in place here. We want to make sure. So I would hate to have to put this out there publicly on LinkedIn that you SOC people just didn't do your job.
I'm also wondering if we can actually turn off the communication yet, or that's just like pending.
Okay, yeah, so has the communication array been turned off now? Okay. All right, let's just go with that and see what it says. All right, so technically we only have 15 minutes to figure this out. So we got 15 minutes to isolate the threat. So we have to. I wish we had a little bit more time. But I mean, technically, we lost like 10 minutes trying to get our communication array up. So I suggest you go and blame Lord Vader to his face. All right, so video surveillance inquiry. Upon review, the security team confirms that the Death Star is equipped with extensive video surveillance covering key areas, particularly it gives us a long description of what they have. Honeypot strategy, recognizing the value of deception technology and detecting and analyzing intruder tactics. The team confirms the existence of a honeypot. Okay, and it tells you all what it's designed to do. Proximity scanners and rebel ship detection. The team activates enhanced scanning protocols on all proximity scanners to detect approaching ships, with a focus on identifying rebel ships, freighters, or scout ships that might use older, previously compromised access codes. That's not quite what we meant. I don't think you got the reference, but that's okay. This effort aims to prevent, it knows, okay, we know that. Communication with Lord Vader. A request is prepared for Lord Vader, asking if he has sensed any disturbances in the Force that could be related to the incident, giving Lord Vader's unique abilities and strategic importance. His insights could be, okay, so here we go. Results, communication array status. Following the CISO's directive, the communication array has been temporarily disconnected from the main network and is currently undergoing a thorough security review. Okay, so we'll look at that. So immediate actions and outcomes, surveillance footage review. This ongoing effort aims to identify, we know that. So we don't have results there. Honeypot engagement by making the honeypot more accessible. The team hopes to trap somebody scanning the rebel ships. It's not telling us any engagement. So awaiting response. Okay, so we're still awaiting response from Lord Vader. So his participation could be, it's kind of verbose here, but communication array shutdown, the decisive action is a critical component, and it just kind of tells us what's going on. All right, so we are waiting on insights from Lord Vader, and we're waiting on the results of everything else. So is there any more actions that we should take, or should we just wait for the kind of the results of everything so far? Yeah, so I mean, at this point, should we look for, basically try to track down which systems are still compromised and to isolate those? Okay, all right, so have we isolated all of the compromised systems so far? And we'll just say, go ahead and give us the results of everything pending. All right, let's do that. So just kind of speed this along. I kind of want to execute somebody. Everybody else want to execute somebody on this? I think that's what the Empire does, right?
Those are bold heads and have stormtroopers look at everybody and execute. That's a belong.
Yeah. So let's execute legal team. Legal team's gone. He left. See, smart guy. He knew. Okay, so. All right, so continuous log monitoring. The cybersecurity team has maintained rigorous monitoring of systems and network logs to detect any further signs of unauthorized activity anomalies. System isolation status, all systems initially identified as compromised or exhibiting suspicious activity, including the navigation systems, communication arrays, and specific database showing unauthorized access, have been successfully isolated. The isolation ensures that potential threats are contained, preventing lateral movement within the Death Star's network and minimizing further data compromise. The isolation systems remain under forensic analysis. Okay, so results of pending action, surveillance footage analysis. The detailed review of video surveillance has not revealed any clear signs of physical tampering or unauthorized personnel access in the areas covered. However, it highlighted a few instances of non-uniformed individuals briefly passing through lower traffic corridors. These occurrences have been flagged for further investigation with facial recognition software employed to identify the individuals in question. Honeypot engagement. The modified honeypot network has recorded several interactions indicative of reconnaissance activities. Attackers have made initial probes primarily focused on gathering information about network structure and searching for specific data types resembling those on the actual compromised systems. These interactions are being analyzed to understand the attacker's search patterns and objectives better. So they're still looking at those schematics. Proximity scanners. Enhanced scanning has not identified any rebel ships or suspicious freighters approaching the Death Star. All detected vessels have been accounted for. Okay. As of the last report, there has been no specific feedback from Lord Vader regarding disturbances in the force related to the cyber incident. His broader focus on the security and operational integrity of the Death Star remains paramount. Well, that's just a cop-out. All right. So communications arrays, temporarily shut down. We don't have any, I thought that was going to give us an inject, but it didn't. Subsequent security review has been completed. Conclusion. So the cybersecurity team's efforts to monitor, isolate, and analyze the systems and logs involved in the incident have led to significant containment and mitigation steps. The investigation remains active, focusing on fully eradicating any threat actors from the network, recovering compromised systems, and implementing additional security measures to prevent future incidents. Okay, so we've isolated. So we've identified, we've isolated. Now, we never really did formally activate our incident response plan or classify the incidents. We'll get dinged for that. But, so we've isolated. Okay, so now we need to officially eradicate and then recover our systems. You are the most active CEO I've ever seen. You're not a real CEO, are you?
Yeah, no.
Oh, see? You're too like involved to be a CEO. All right, I'm gonna put a muzzle on you.
Look, close down the hangar bays, have the stormtroopers go where the camera saw the ununiformed individuals, and work to restoring the communication array.
Okay, close down the hangar bays, have the storm troopers what?
Patrol go to the last known location of the ununiformed individuals, and work to restore the communication array.
Well, just a second. So because I have a question about that. Non-uniformed individuals. You said restore the communication array.
Yeah, because I'm a CEO and I make that decision.
Oh, okay. Okay. This episode is Alderaan's Revenge. Okay. Yes.
So given the fact that we now know that there's physical presence on the base, I would request the executives to...
I'm going to say we now suspect, because we don't know.
I would request a non-essential personnel lockdown.
Okay. Presence. So we have the technical staff is requesting a non-essential personnel lockdown. All right. So CISO says approved. Okay. CISO and CEO approve. Not requiring charts and graphs. Okay, that's an anomaly. What about it? Okay. Yeah. So let's try to identify who was accessing the honeypot. All right, I'm going to go ahead and send this because we have less than 5 minutes left to uncover this. I might have to just tell it to color us up. It really bugs me. We really could have used that extra 10 minutes on the poor internet connection because, well, we'll see. Okay, that's gonna be the next thing. Okay, we're gonna order stormtroopers. Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right. So, oh, this is all long. Okay. So, immediate security measures, hangar base shutdown. All right. So it just kind of tells us why we did it. Stormtrooper deployment of non-uniform. So squads of stormtroopers are swiftly redeployed to the corridors of the areas where the surveillance footage last captured the non-uniform individuals. Their objectives, okay, we already know that. Restoration of the communication. In line with the CO's directive, the communication array now bolstered with enhanced security measures. I copped out on it, so it assumed we bolstered them. Okay, it's brought back online. This action restores full communication capabilities. Non-essential personnel lockdown. A station-wide lockdown is initiated for all non-essential personnel, requiring them to remain in their quarters until further notice. This lockdown aims to minimize movement. Of course, yeah, we know why. All right, so given the engagement observed on the honeypot network, the cybersecurity team escalates efforts to trace back the interactions to their source. Analysis. Okay, so outcomes and observations. Stormtrooper patrol. Their intensive search yields several pieces of abandoned equipment that appear to be scanning devices and data storage units hidden within maintenance panels. These devices are secured for a forensic analysis to determine their purpose and potentially trace them back to the intruders. Honeypot analysis. Preliminary analysis indicates that the attackers were using compromised network proxies to interact with the honeypot, masking their true origin. However, discrepancies in the timing of access and certain digital artifacts left behind may narrow down the search. The team is working on these things. Okay. Here's what I'm going to do. We have 4 minutes left. Okay. Let's make our guesses. Let's just go ahead and make our guesses on what's going on, who did, and then we'll let it give us our after action report. Normally, we would continue this until we get through to the end. But, okay, I'm going to say we are short on time, so we are going to make our guesses. Okay. Okay, so CISO thinks there are rebels on station. Okay, CEO thinks plucky teenagers got access to a POS ship and got on board, causing mischief. Okay. Oh, I need to see there. Mischief. Okay. Okay. SOC suspects. Okay. Yeah. Disgruntled rogue stormtrooper, even though that happens in the awful. How do you spell awful? How do you spell awful? Oh, okay. Awful, quote unquote. I cannot spell. What? Oh, because I put awful twice. Okay. Episode 7.
Yes.
Okay. Any other? Did I? Where? Yeah. Well, I don't have ChatGPT to correct me. Okay. Well, at this point, we're not taking at this point, we're just making guesses on what we think because we got a minute left. So, okay. All right, let's just go there. All right, so, okay. Once you answer those, go ahead and end the exercise and give us the after action report. All right. By the way, when they give away the awards and the prizes later, the monitor that I bought this morning for my booth, it's a brand new 32-inch monitor, not a TV, 32-inch monitor, FHD. I'm giving it away, okay? Only been used once. All you have to do, what I'm going to do when we get up there this evening, all I'm going to do is I'm going to write down a number secretly and give it to somebody, and the person who guesses closest to my number gets the monitor. 56. I was actually in my head all day, I was thinking 56, but now I got to change it. I wonder if you're going to guess 56 now. Oh, it's giving us a long report. It's 3 o'clock. Oh, we're a little behind. Yes, I know we're a little behind, but to be fair, we had a 10-minute delay. That was AV's fault. You're going to deep fake me now, aren't you? Okay. All right, let's break this down. Why, it's a report. Okay. Anybody that I can download this transcript, or anybody that wants this transcript, and just for fun, I can give it to you, but like a souvenir for you people that participated. Should have put your names in here. You can do that. All right. So with the exercise nearing its conclusion, various high-level personnel have posited, good choice of word, theories regarding the nature and origin of the intrusion. Their hypothesis reflected blah, 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 blah. Okay. CISO's theory, rebels on station. The presence of unauthorized scanning devices and data storage units along with sophisticated cyber intrusions lends credibility to the CISO's suspicions and rebel presence. Their objective could be, okay, CEO's theory, plucky teenagers with unauthorized access. The seemingly random and exploratory nature of the honeypot interactions and the physical infiltration without significant sabotage could hint at inexperienced intruders, possibly young individuals seeking adventure and testing their skills. Would that be like galactic script kiddies? Right. Sock's theory, disgruntled rogue stormtrooper. The theory of a rogue stormtrooper acting out a disillusionment or vendetta introduces the possibility of insider threat. I like how it actually took your theories and it gave them credence. I mean, that's kind of cool. So this scenario could explain how physical and digital security measures were bypassed, right? Given the time constraints and the strategic importance of swiftly restoring the Death Star to full operational security, efforts continue to investigate all 3 angles while bolstering. I'm going to see okay, we're going to find out what's wrong. So we got a score of 80 out of 100. So it just kind of gives a lot of executive fluff there. But so teams effectively managed in the initial phases of a cyber attack, promptly identifying anomalies, isolating affected systems, and implementing compensatory controls. Instead of compensating, it's compensatory. That's legal speak. I thought we got rid of the lawyers. All right, engagement with layered security measures, et cetera, et cetera. It didn't really give a cost because it's a fictional scenario, so it didn't give us a cost breakdown. So the positive successful actions were effective isolation and containment, enhanced monitoring, physical security measures, areas for improvement, pre-attack systems hardening. So all, insider threat monitoring and PKI management. That doesn't really count towards the IR. So I think we kind of got gypped in that one. So we had minus 10 points for lack of preemptive threat intelligence activities. Again, not pertaining to to incident response, so I think that it's wrong. I would debate that one. Minus 5 points for delayed engagement with physical security measures. Minus 5 points for insufficient initial emphasis on insider threats. So apparently this was an insider threat thing, and we lost points for that. So if you're interested, this is the entire MITRE attack TTP chain that kind of went throughout the thing. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to ask this. So were any of the guesses correct? Give us a breakdown of the threat, initial access, and their goals. And if they succeeded. All right, so that tells us. So we can put a bow on this one. Like Bob Ross, And we'll call this one done. I had Bob Ross narrate one of these. Instead of injects, it kept calling them happy accidents. So appropriate. It was awesome. So, injects, happy accident. It even, at the beginning, it even gave a list of all the colors that will be used in this exercise. So, based on the culmination of the exercise, the analysis of all gathered evidence, including digital forensics, blah, blah, blah. This thing talks a lot. It talks too much, right? So, hypothesis evaluation. CISO's theory. Rebels on station. Evidence supports the CISO's theory. The sophisticated level of cyber intrusion combined with discovery, the goal likely involved espionage. So it does point to this. This is the goal likely involved collecting intelligence. So CEO's theory, plucky teenagers, while initially plausible given the explanatory nature of some digital interactions, particular honeypot, sophistication of specific targets. So not likely. SOX theory, disgruntled rogue stormtrooper, while insider access might have facilitated initial entry, the broad scope and technical sophistication of the attack, plus lack of direct evidence, highlights the importance of. So, nature of the threat. This was a coordinated cyber-physical attack aimed at espionage and potentially laying groundwork for future sabotage. The attackers demonstrated knowledge of the Death Star systems and exploited both digital. I think this does kind of sound like Rogue One, doesn't it? This is like sound a little bit like Rogue One. So initial access, the attackers likely used a combination of phishing, targeting less secure communication channels exposed during the encryption failure, and exploiting vulnerabilities in public-facing servers. See, I knew the Death Star had a website, and gain initial photo or an email server. Okay, their objectives were espionage, preparation for future actions, like Episode 4. So it makes sense. So the attackers successfully exfiltrated data, including operational schematics and all these other things. And so the correct assumption is attributed to the CISO's theory regarding the Rebel Alliance effort aimed at espionage. So. Good job. Okay, and that's it. That's all I have time for. I wish we had time for more, but we could have drawn this out and gotten really detailed. But hopefully you'll learn a little bit about the incident response process and the tabletop process with a little bit of entertaining twist. So thanks everybody for joining us. So.